language. So that's where you get signing exact English or seeing exact English, SEEC. And then there's some varieties in between. So if in C, if you're going to say, I'm going to the store tomorrow, do you want to come with me? Okay, that's one sign for every English word. And they even will put in the is and the are, was, were, all that kind of good stuff, okay? In ASL, it'll be more like, oh, store, tomorrow I go, you want to come? Kind of, it's quite different, okay? With our people that we have here, we have the full range of people. We've got, so the full range. But so just understand that when you talk to people, some of the deaf people, some of them are going to come across pretty much straight English. Other ones will look a little strange, but just go with it. You can communicate. They won't bite you, unless I tell them to. Okay. So the points were, be open to communicate. Don't be embarrassed. It's when you're doing signs, your face and your expressions are a large part of what you do and communicate. So saying that, I'm happy isn't going to cut it, right? You need to have the appropriate gestures and facial expression to go with it. Okay. Okay, so that's what I just said here. The variety of communication deals. Lip reading. Some deaf people lip read very well. Some have left a lot of hearing left over. So talking in a normal voice is good. You don't want to do the Saturday Night Live, hey, it's my, the interpreter on Saturday Night Live, which some of you may not have seen. I'm maybe dating myself, but that's okay. You didn't expect it. So some have hearing aids. Some of us have hearing aids too. So some have cochlear implants. That's the incision or the little thing they put on the skull that actually puts electrodes into your brain. And that seems to work pretty well. So all of that, you just have a variety. When you say deaf people, it's just a wide range of what that means. You've got some hard of hearing people who would be insulted to be called deaf. And you've got some very deaf people who would be insulted to have people think they're hearing. Yeah, it's just a wide range of stuff. Oops, sorry. Hey, Zach, I'm in the middle of a class. I'll call you back, okay?
Oh, that's totally fine. Okay.
All right,
thanks.
bye. Family, what can you do? Okay, so the suggested sequence of going through this was ABC alphabet, numbers, and then some basic signs. And for this session, I've added some additional signs or names. Some of the church signs, and we'll have some questions and answers that we'll have you practice with each other. Okay, so before we get started reviewing the alphabet, any specific questions from anybody? Okay, well, let's run through the alphabet. Okay. All right. Get the old fingers limbered up. All right. Do jumping jacks. No, that probably doesn't help. Okay. A. Oh, and as I said before, the tendency is to do this so I can see it. You're going to be paired up here in a little bit, spelling to each other. Okay. In normal conversation mode is you're going to be right into this area here. Part of it is that you're going to be close to your mouth. So as you're saying a word, cat, they can see this and this at the same time, right? Okay, so let's try and do that. A, okay, good. So it's down like that, all right. I would, you've got that does work. I would tend to do more of a flat. Yeah, that's what it shows. I don't really care what shows up there. I'm almost right. So, fortunately, I'm humble, so that works out well. Okay, A, B. Okay, Lynette, you got to get, there you go. Again, it's not the Vulcan peace symbol. It's the, keep it together. Thumb tucked in. It's kind of like if karate, right? Anyway, B, C. Okay. Turn, there you go, C. D. Okay, you can see the D shape. And again, palm is facing out, D. E. Okay, some people do E like this, and that would be acceptable. I like doing it this way. F, the okay sign, F. All right, G. Now you can do a G this way or horizontal. Palm facing out, G, okay. Lynette, you want to come around, point toward me more, G, there you go. This looks very uncomfortable, okay? You want to be kind of pointed.
But you said palm point, so
Yeah, but not that much, okay? Some things are not quite accurate coming out of my mouth, and I have to adjust as we go along. Okay, G. H, I have to think of what comes next. H. H, which way do they do H? Yeah, H, okay. I, okay. Palm out. There you go. Okay, J, you trace the J. All right, J. K. Yeah, Peggy, if you want to come up here and watch and help, correct anything, that would be great. If you ask my wife, I'm not very observant. So, that's L. L makes sense, right? Okay. That is loser. So we haven't gotten into the various letters in various parts of the body signing. So you do want to be careful with that. Okay. Loser. M is the 3 fingers over the thumb. Okay. Good. Yep. N, of course, has 2. Palm out. There you go. In. Yep. Bend it over. There you go. Perfect. There's the old trick of, so you take the nose off, never mind. In, O, okay, letter O. P, yeah, O's easy. P, this one's, yeah, that's very good. P, so your thumb is right between your fingers, and you want your front finger, your index finger in front. And I'm sorry, which one's this is the index and this is the middle finger. Pointer finger and middle finger. All right, you want your pointer finger in front and your middle finger behind. And yeah, you can do this walk, but it's actually this way, right? P. Q is like a G, but pointed down. Okay. R is like the good luck sign or whatever that is, right? R. S is just a fist. So A, E, S. Okay, pretty similar shapes. And it's the way that your thumb works. This finger, S, is the fist. E is the fingers on top of the thumb. That is a Z, yes. But we're not there yet, so just wait. S, okay, that's T. And the sign for toilet, restroom, side to side, or some people shake it. I do the side to side, okay? ST. U, the shape of the U. V, that's easy enough, right? W, okay. X, that's a little bit weird. You crook your finger and kind of tilt it. Okay. Y. And Z.
It shows it on the bottom because you can see.
That's right.
You're not really covering it up.
Are you saying that I'm blocking your view?
Mostly yes, because I can't see.
Oh, okay. All right. But you're not.
Grandma won't share her.
But you're not saying that I'm fat or anything. So that okay. Z. All right. So again, from the beginning. All right. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, 3 fingers, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, Lynette, palm out. There you go. You don't have to go twerk it all the way out, but at least more toward the front. T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Okay. Very good. Now, I'm sorry, what? You know, I would think, you know, Nara with all the piano stuff and stuff you should have limber fingers. Well, I didn't say you knew the signs yet. I'm just saying that your fingers should be reasonably limber. All right. Okay, let's spell a word or two just for fun. Okay. Cat. C-A-T. Palm out. Okay, C-A-T. Let's do that again. C-A, that's an S. Okay, A-T. Okay, dog. D-O-G. D-O-G. Okay. Okay, now let's do hog, which is the H. H-O-G. Okay. Now, what is that line that has all the letters in the alphabet? The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy cow or something like that? Whatever. All right. Lazy dog. What is it? All right. That has every letter in the alphabet. Okay. So let's try it. Okay. So the T, H, E. Okay. Quick. Q, U, I, C, K. Good. Brown. B, R, O, W, N. Fox. F, O, and there's our X. Okay. Jumped. J, U, M, P, E, D. Jumped. D. That's an F. There's the D. Over. O, V, E, R. The, T, H, E. Lazy. L, A, Z, Y. What is it? Lazy dog. D, O, G. You want to do the hog, all right? We can change dog to hog if that helps, all right? All right. Okay, so that's you can obviously practice that, you know, anytime. You've got your handout with how it's shaped. Are there any questions about the hand signs or the shapes? Obviously, we need to practice on it, but and the reading this stuff is a whole lot harder than doing it. Okay, so what we'll do on some of the later classes is we'll bring in hopefully some deaf people who can help us, you know, play around and communicate. But in sign language, just like in spoken language, things get condensed, they get abbreviated, they go quickly, and there's no problem saying slow down. Okay, again, most deaf people are going to be just delighted that you're taking the time to try and talk to them. Okay, and slow, right, slow. Peggy likes to go all the way up her arm. Okay, I kind of go across my hand either way but this is more emphatic. Okay, slow, and then please, 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 or you can go whoa, so slow, please. Okay, that kind of thing. All right, and again, expression, right? Slow, please. You know, okay. All right. Let's go through some of the signs that we went through. Sure. Oh, very good question. Or hello. So B-O-O-T. B-O, and you break just a little bit and come back together, T. Hello, H-E-L-L-O. So the L doesn't open and break, so you go kind of forward, a double motion. So raccoon, R-A-C, is it two C's? R-A-C-O-O-N, R-A-C-C-O-O-N, two C's? Two C's, R-A-C-C-O-O-N. Okay. So that's a good, very good comment. Oh, no, before we go into these, numbers. Do I have numbers? I don't have the number sign up there, but that's all right. Okay, numbers. 1,230,000. Oh, no, never mind. We'll start easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I'm sorry, 4. Not now. A B is together. A 4 is not together. Okay, if you do this, somebody's going to think it's a B. All right, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. All right. So the 3 is not this 3. That's a 6, right? It's this 3. That's often confused. And yes, this 6 looks like the letter W. All right. So you just kind of have to figure that out from context. All right. 10. Now 11 is with 1 through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, you're palm out. With 11, you're going to palm in and flip your little finger, the pointing finger up, right? 11, 12 follows the same pattern. 13, no, not this 13, this 13. 13.
Oh, I thought it was like this.
No, that's the 13. 14.
14 thumbs in.
Okay. Now some people will do a 14 like this, 14, but Peggy, I think, I've always seen it this way, 14, not 14, 14. And some will do, the idea is that you're doing the number and moving it. Okay. Usually just twice, 13, 14. Now 15 or 15, 16. So you're going to start with your palm towards you and the 10 sign and rotate to the 6. 16. Okay. 16. Now, Steve, you got to close your hand. 10. Okay. Put your thumb up there.
Hang on.
Thumbs up. Now go to your 6.
Now rotate out to your 6.
Like this,
6.
like that.
Like that. You don't have to go all the way down like this. You just go out.
That's what rotate means. You're starting with the 10.
Yes. All these numbers, you're effectively starting with the 10.
That's what,
Right.
I thought you
16.
Go like that. Go like that.
No. You go out like that. 16.
Start with the
So you don't do this.
No.
you
Start with a 10,
Okay.
thumb up sign. 16.
rotate.
And rotate. There you go. Good. 16. 17, of course, would be same thing, going to a 7. 18. 19. Okay, 19. 20. Okay. Now your 10s go 20, 30, 40, 50, 60.
It's kind of
The
like
7.
same thing.
Yeah, it's the 1 through 9, 80, 90, and then the 100 is the 1, 0, 0, 100.
Like 1, 0,
Okay.
And I think the C is Roman.
You see 0.
100, like a Roman C.
Roman C.
You see
100.
Okay.
How I associated that.
I prefer to think of it as doing the 1, 0, 0. So
Okay.
whatever
That's
again,
right.
there's some variation. Okay. So 100. All right. So let's go through 1 through 20 again real quick. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. There the 10 to the 6 rotate out. 17, 18, 19, 20. Good. You all know, you can count well. That's good. Okay.
So is it like?
No.
It's
20 is this.
right.
Okay, now we'll go with,
All my sign language is painful.
okay, since this is 20, 21, 21, 22, I suppose, something like that, but people just go 22, 2, 2, 22. And any double number is going to be the same thing, 33, 44, 55, 66, 77, 88, 99, 100, okay? So 21,
How do you do by chance?
we'll come back to that, 22. Now for 23 on up, you're going to go with the 2 to 3, 23, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, okay? Then the rest of the numbers, I believe, all follow the same pattern. So it's 31, 32, 33 is weird because it's the double number, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Okay.
I'm watching it, that's not making sense after a while.
All right. Stretch your fingers out.
See, I talk to myself in English, and now I'm gonna be talking to myself in sign too.
My mother had 2 deaf brothers and sisters. She had 8 total, and 3 of them, including herself, were deaf. And her hearing brothers asked her, "How do you dream?" And she said, "Well, dream in signs." That's because that's her native language. The other interesting story was when the Kansas School for the Deaf is here in Olathe. So they used to go out and recruit or try and find deaf students to come to the school. So my mom tells a story that the recruiter went out to Montezuma, Kansas, which is out past Dodge City. That's where my mom's family was, and they were Mennonites. And he asked, are there any deaf children around? And they said, no. But hey, over on the Kane farm, K-O-E-H-N, Kane, there's some feeble-minded kids. So he goes over and finds out that they're not feeble-minded, they're just deaf. And he ends up getting my aunt, my uncle, and my mom to come to the deaf school here. So they spent their whole education, elementary through high school here. And then my mom went on to Gallaudet College in Washington, D.C.
Now, did she stay all the time, or did she get to go back home on?
She was here most of the time. Now, she would go back for like a major holiday like Christmas or over the summer, okay? But otherwise, she would stay here in the dorm. It's just more convenient. My mom's family wasn't that well off. They were farmers, and she had to travel actually by train coming up and back, which led to a couple of the interesting stories, but we'll get into that later. Okay, so those are the ABCs and numbers, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so again, you can practice, if you want to do it in the mirror, practice with, get a partner and do that kind of thing. That's wonderful. All right, well, let's go through the signs that we went through, and then we'll start trying to talk to each other in just some, what's your name? Where do you live? That kind of stuff. All right. Okay. Hello. Hello. Just hello. Okay. And if you watched any of the video stuff that I had put up there, she had made a distinction of you're trying to get somebody's attention, and my mom would just do this all the time. Hey, but hello, that's the formal hello. Hey, come here, pay attention to me. Or whap or shoot the marshmallow, one of the two. Um,
Can you shoot a motion on that?
I will. Let's, yes, if you volunteer to be the target, you can, okay. But a little bit later, we'll do both. I have enough, okay? All right. I have enough for you too. Hello, hey, what's up? Now that's kind of a, in English, of course, there's idioms, right? That, I can't think of one. What's a good slang? Yeah.
It's a slang.
What's English idiom?
Like you said, rock and a hard spot.
Yeah, okay, yes, right. You don't say, I'm caught between a rock and a hard spot, okay? In deaf sign language, this is like exciting, okay? So what's up is just, what's up? With a quizzical look on your face, okay? Not a scared look. You don't want to scare anybody off. Yeah, I'd be careful with that, Steve. Okay, what's up? Okay, what's up? Yeah. And the general, what is just kind of a, two hands up and going, what's going on? Okay. All right. So we did hello, goodbye, bye, goodbye, whatever. That's pretty much standard. Please and thank you. We did please. Okay. You're going, let's see, this is a clockwise. It looks weird to do this. I don't know why, but everybody, clockwise. Okay. Please. Thank you. Thank you. Excuse me. Okay. If you're going to, if two deaf people or two people are signing to each other and you need to walk through, you're going to want to say, excuse me, and then walk through, right?
Walk through, don't duck.
Oh.
It's an insult to the deaf if you duck. to go
I
to
didn't
your
know
side.
that. That's good.
So
So
you just walk through, just normal speed, excuse me. and
Go
keep
through.
going.
okay, and you don't need to say, excuse me, you just say, excuse me, because that conveys everything you're trying to say, and then you just go on through.
You're the one saying excuse.
So what? Yes, because we're the ones saying excuse. And again, if you're all, Nara, I know is lefty, but everybody else, I believe, is dominant right hand. So it's always your dominant hand that's moving on top of your non-dominant hand, okay? So, very good. Okay. Yes and no. Yes, no.
Make that stand for yes.
Yes,
Oh, not the A.
Yes.
yes,
How do you do
yes,
That's kind
No.
of weird too, that this one looks different. They're saying.
no.
Oh, you can use either or. If you read the bottom, English. English has the Y.
Oh, okay.
ASL has the yes.
how do you do the
Why and nod.
No, 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 you don't do this.
The
You
nod with an
put it
S.
together. No,
No.
show off. No, no. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was just being cute. Now that you brought that up, he
Yeah.
SH something T. So my mother, my- this is tape recorded, by the way. So actually it's being live streamed. I don't know if that picked up or not. My mother, you can do a lot of fun things with deaf sign language. And so when my mom would, want to say something like BS on something, right? You go BS, that's commonly done. But she also came up with the sign BS, the bowl and whatever. Okay. So my mother had a lot of fun with the English language. So, and that tends to be a little bit unusual because a lot of times if you're deaf, unless you became deaf later in life, you don't have that automatic learning that we all take for granted, right? Do you remember how you learned English? No, you just picked it up as you went along, which is why, kids that have bilingual parents or parents who speak 2 or 3 different languages, they just pick it up. It's easy. Okay. So deaf people who don't have that hearing experience can sometimes struggle with the English syntax, writing out what we would consider clear English sentences, that kind of stuff, okay? So, which is also the philosophy, why some people have the philosophy of saying mainstream the kids as they grow up, get them in with hearing kids, give them an interpreter, give them a note taker so they get exposed to the English structure and English language as much as possible. And that works well for some, doesn't work too well for others. It's like most things. Okay. You and yours. You, yours, and again, directionality is huge here. You can go all of you, right? All these, this all belongs to all of you, or you particularly, right? Quit pointing at me. Oh, sorry. Okay. Yeah, my. So if this is yours, then this is mine. So this is my rod. Okay. And I will hit you. See, that's the direction. I have to catch you. Okay, so me, right? And then I is the letter I against you, against your chest. Okay. So you could say, you know, yeah. Nothing. It's context. Good question. Question was, what's the difference between my and mine? Yeah. Yeah.
Or you can say, that's yours.
Right? Or you can do it one-handed, that's yours. Okay. When I'm interpreting, I will do some things on my left hand and some things on my right hand just for like artistic flavor or something, whatever. Okay. Plus I like to show off, but we don't talk about that part. What now?
What did he just say to you?
I just went through the alphabet. Again, advantages to being CODA. CODA means child of deaf adults. So I am a CODA. They used to have different names for it way back when, but they settled on CODA. So that made it very easy for me. Peggy had to work at it. Her son is deaf, so she had to learn this whole process, and much more difficult to do it. If I had to learn a different language today, it would be very, like French or Spanish, it would be very difficult for me. I am a little bit on the older side. My wife says, "No, you're old," and I say, "No, I'm older." For some reason, that's important to me. Name, or the two H hands. Name.
I
Okay.
would always get sit and name.
What now?
I would always get sit and name mixed up.
Sit,
Sit.
name.
So that's like.
Yeah.
That's just one.
The noun is a single sign. Sorry, name. The verb if there's a chair, I'm sorry, I did that wrong. I did that the other way. It's two because a name is a noun. So name, I would do two of them. That's a chair, okay? And the two, and I want you to sit there. Okay, so a single tends to be the verb to do something, and the double is the thing or noun, okay? And again, the emphasis would be, like, please sit there, or you sit there and shut up. Oh, yeah, whatever. Okay.
And see, I learned chair because it's English, because I learned English first. It was chair.
Oh,
'cause
okay.
I'm sitting on the seat for the chair, and couch come out long.
Interesting. I don't know that I have a sign for
English
couch.
word.
Okay, I like that.
That's just the English word.
Long chair.
Yeah. So there's some variations in signs. I think I mentioned that down south, the sign for you or you all, and then they came up with the Y and did y'all as a sign. Okay, just anyway. And again, British and English and all those kind of sign languages are totally different. The fact that you know American Sign Language isn't going to help you at all in England. Okay, name, what? There are two forms. That's, what's happening. A more formal is the pointing finger coming across your non-dominant hand. What? Okay. So, if you're going to go, what's your name? Or I'm sorry, name what? Typically, the question is at the end. Okay. Usually. Where? Where? Okay. Where? Okay. Nice. Nice. So what's the difference between that and excuse me? Excuse me is like a double, okay, and tends to be a little bit shorter. The nice is, you're kind of smoothing. I like to think of it as smoothing out a sheet or something on your hand, right? Nice.
Like kind of like.
Yeah. No, that's exactly right. You're smoothing. It's nice.
It's a kid thing.
Not that it's on this, but rough uses the same thing, but it's rough. You're kind of making speckles on your hand. Think of stucco on the wall, right? Stucco, rough. Okay, meet you is actually one sign. Again, your non-dominant hand is the other person. Your dominant hand is you, and you're meeting. Okay. Now it's not this. This is more like going to. Okay. Meeting somebody, your two fingers are straight up, and you're meeting. You're touching in the middle of your one hands. Okay. And if you're meeting several people, right, you can meet, or meet. However, there's different ways of doing that, right? From, okay, so your non-dominant is one hand and you're pulling a string from. So you're going away from you, you're way back towards you. No, you're pulling your finger back. That's not, you're from. Okay, pulling a string back. Like if you think of a bow and arrow, right? Pulling a string back. Right, so you crook it. Okay, from. Okay, how are you is another kind of combined sign. How, just if you're doing the word how, you start with your two hands pointed, these are bent B hands, right? Pointed towards you. And you're going to rotate them palm up. How? You can probably guess, would just be you. So in the spirit of being quick and combining, it's usually how are you? How are you? How are you? And again, end up with, and that's an example where the question really comes first, how you, as opposed to you how, which would be like most of the other questions. Okay, there's a little idiosyncrasies. I didn't say that right. I'm sorry, what? Slow. Or you can say, meaning dumb, no. Your A hand, fingers towards your forehead means, no, that's this one. There you go. This is stupid or dumb, me. Or slow, you're trying to talk to them, okay? You don't want to say you dumb, that would not go across well, all right? But slow. No, really what you want to do is you want to say slow, I am learning. Learning is picking up from your palm and putting it, the idea is that you're taking something and shoving it into your head, right? You don't do this. I'm doing that for fun, but learning, okay? So slow, I'm learning. Sign language? What's the sign for sign language? ASL, no, signs, just general signs. Not this way, backwards, okay? And just to make it more confusing, if you go start out here and go this way and move towards you, that's the sign for come. If you move away, going over the top this way, if you think of a wheel, right? The wheel is rolling away from you. That's a sign for go. Come, go. Sign language has more of the index finger palms out, and you're just, doing some kind of generic sign, right? This is go, come. That's coming. That's going. And sign is like pointing up. Yes. So yeah, you would just point like that, sign. Okay. So the going is you're rolling a tire, okay, away from you. Coming is rolling a tire back, and signing is just kind of in this plane. Okay. All right. Fine. Fine. Now you'll see people do fine, or just the 5 hand on the chest with the thumb and just go fine. Fine.
But I've also learned fancy.
Now my fancy is fancy. There's an upward motion to it.
Yeah.
And the facial
What's the word for preacher?
we'll get there. Preacher. Okay. No, not this. No. Or this. Okay. That's not that. All right. Did we do good? Good. From your mouth. And it's like, now here's interesting. Proof. Thank you is a single hand. Thank you.
Now, what's thank you very much? Because I thought that.
Thank you very much. No,
Yeah, thank you.
much, or a double thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're a loser. Thank you, thank you. No. Huh? Bathroom. Toilet. T for toilet, bathroom. Okay. Okay, so good was the good. Bad is bad. It's like you're taking something out of your mouth and throwing, bad, right? Bad. Good, bad. Peggy is bad. Oh, no. No, she's really very good. Okay. All right. So. So if somebody were to say, how are you? How are you? How are you, rather? You could answer with, I'm so, or you don't have to say me. Your answering is so. I mean, how are you, or how are you, rather? So, good, fine, or fine, bad. Okay. Remember that, because that's one of the practice things we'll do here in a little bit. Fancy. Fancy. Okay. Now, again, we've gone over lots of stuff. Don't worry if you're not remembering all the details. The idea is to get a feel for how, the directionality of signs. If you can get your ABCs down, then a lot of signs change their meaning depending on the letter that you use to make it. We talked about, Lord is one of the signs we'll do. A king or royalty has this, usually has this stripe, right? So depending on the letter, you do L for Lord. Okay. King is a K. King. Queen, Q. Q. That was a P. Q. There you go. Perfect. Q. Queen. Prince or princess, I guess. Is there a difference between prince and princess?
I'm not sure. I'd have to look. In
Okay.
But if we did it, the girl princess.
That's true.
probably girl.
And if you remember, we talked last time, the top of the head a sign that starts from the top of the head is usually male. A sign that starts from the lower jaw is usually female. I always learned it is because of the cap that the males typically wear and the bonnet that the ladies would wear. Maybe not as much now, but that's where it comes from. So yeah, so that's, she's saying that if you were to do princess, it would be girl, princess. Sounds good to me. Girl, boy, you're tapping the boy, girl, okay, princess, okay. So Lord, Prince, King, Queen, and Christ. Okay. Jesus is the nail prints in the palm. You just do that once. I was doing it more than once. So Jesus. Technically, it probably would be in the wrist from a physical standpoint. If it was in the palms, you kind of rip as you hang, but that's gross, so we won't talk about that. I would take my dominant hand and touch my non-dominant hand first, and then reverse it. Right?
And in the hand, if you do it on the wrist, I don't think.
They're not going to understand. It is in the hand,
It is in the hand.
palms.
All the pictures you see, it's always in the hand.
Yep, agreed. God is God. B hand, thumb tucked in, fingers closed, coming down. You're kind of doing a little, to me, it's a little circle, semicircle, God, okay? God. I come in and then back out a little bit. God. Okay. Then some will just come straight down. I kind of like the in and out again a little bit. Okay. God. God. Okay. And then church we didn't do church. Church. C hand on top of a base of your non-dominant hand. Church. Okay. If you want to say temple, you might guess that that's a T, temple. Does synagogue do an S?
I do it in synagogue.
Synagogue, you do it up. Okay, because I suspect the reason for that is this is a sign for work, okay? And this would be too close to that. So she's saying in the synagogue. Again, you don't have to worry about that. I'm just trying to give you a flavor for some of the trade-offs that go on. So church, temple, okay? I just compress it to MM. Okay. It's also used for M&M. You're right. Savior. The sign for save is two S hands. Save. You don't start out here. I was just doing that for emphasis. Sorry. I do that a lot. The sign is save. Okay. Save. And then the sign for any kind of a person. Okay. Savior. So Jesus is our Savior. Okay. Now, again, if you're talking to somebody and you're doing conversation between Jesus and disciples, you would, pick a spot for Jesus or the Savior. Savior is here and the disciples are here. And then Jesus says, learn my teachings or whatever. And then the disciples say, I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. So you're role playing, if you will, and setting up areas. Now that's more for interpreting, not for communication.
Yeah, that's how you interpret on Sundays.
Yes, I
This is
will.
What pastor says and this is.
Oh,
what you
absolutely.
guys
Yeah.
want.
I've got the deaf congregants well trained that if I'm going this way, it's what the pastor is saying. And if I go this way, they're supposed to copy. And if they don't do it, then I no, I don't do that. Marshmallows, there we go. Baptism, sprinkling of water, baptism. Now you're kind of throwing the water on your forehead, okay? So if you were to just do like this or this, it's kind of like an idea. An idea popped up in your head, right? Baptism is, the little motion towards your head and sprinkling. Yeah, good. Okay. Lord's Supper. Okay. Lord, we've done Lord. Okay. Supper, just to eat. Lord's Supper, right? Do that again. Lord. Okay, you're doing this. I would do, yeah, there you go. Opposite. No, your left hand down. There we go. That looks right. Okay. See, you being a lefty just screwed me up entirely. Okay. Lord's Supper. Okay. Doing it Nara's way. Okay. Yes. Eating. Same thing. Okay. A lot of the signs are going to be contextual. In other words, there are certain rules. Like I said, verb is a single motion. A noun tends to be a double motion. So food is the double motion. And I want you to eat that. A single motion, eat that. Okay. Prayer, that's not too hard, right? Prayer. And pastor and preach. Okay, so to preach is the F hand. To preach, double motion, preach. Preacher is the preacher. Okay. Preacher. There you go. Pastor has learned to sign fancy preacher. F hand, and you're preaching. Yeah, so you're going to be right up
I
here.
think you should add pants to that.
Preach, just like that. Preach. Okay. And then the person sign is this. Okay. And this sign up here is like teach. We use it for ministry, preach. What else do we do?
I do education.
Education, ED. Okay.
So teacher would
To-
be this.
Teacher, right. Very good. Teacher. So two hands. You can do, typically a teacher is two hands. Okay. You ever do single on that? Preacher, I would do a single hand. Preach, preacher. Teacher, I've always done it two hands, and I don't really have a good reason for that.
Always been teacher.
Yeah, it's always been teacher. Yes. This is teach. I'm going to teach you how to sign better than you're signing now. So, okay. Yeah, no, you're all doing very well. The main thing is just being willing to go along, learn something. Don't worry about being embarrassed or looking silly. I enjoy looking silly. Don't worry about it. The deaf people will just love it. Hat. It's like you're putting your hat on, right? Hat. Okay. All right. Any questions on the signs that we have very quickly gone over? Oh, I'm sure, but that's okay. So what I'd like to do, what time is it? Do you all want to take a break?
Yes.
I'm not asking you. I know what you want. You want to use the marshmallow gun. Yeah, I know. Do you all need to take a quick break?
No.
Okay. I promise we'll get to do the marshmallow gun here. If you need to go get a drink or go bathroom, you can do that. Okay. All right. So this is some, general greetings and questions that you might ask somebody. Let's go through them just to make sure we all know what we're doing. And then I want you to pair up and do something, talk to each other and give an appropriate response, whatever. Okay. So first one, what's your name? Name what? Okay. Name what? Right. Or, if a more English speaking person or deaf person might say name, I might point to you and say name what, kind of a thing. So there's a couple of variations on that.
So would they do name what?
No, This what is more a, how do we want to describe that?
Very formal.
It's not the question what. What do you think? I guess I would do, what do you mean? That's a good one. Yeah, what do you mean? Okay. That's a little bit weirdy one. Okay. So if we say name what, you can say that you can go my, or just leave that out if you want. Name, and you would have to spell. Okay. Later, you might get a name sign, RA, for me, RA, and then you would spell your name, Robert Ayers, name sign RA. Okay, type of a thing as you talk to somebody. Will not, typically name signs are given based upon usually some kind of characteristic of the person. Richard Nixon had Nixon for the nose, or Nixon, because this is a sign for lie, Nixon. Okay. So it can be both. Lie is from starting from your dominant side, crossing your chin. This is not lie. This is lie. There. That's lie. Once lie. This is fed up. I'm fed up, or I'm fed up. Cut, fed up, chop your head off, whatever. Okay. How are you doing? The formal would be, how are you doing? You're not going to see that. You're just going to say, how are you, right? How you. To which you could respond, I'm fine, good, very fine, fancy, very fine, fine. No, you're right. This would be more of a fancy. So fine, good, so-so, bad, depressed, suicidal. No, I get carried away sometimes. Where do you live? Okay, live. I guess we haven't done this one. 2 L's going up. Live. Live. Okay. A would be an address, right? Address. Live. So you can go. I'm sorry. You can go live where? Okay. Or there where? Sorry. Live where? Okay, with a question mark on your face, right? And you can answer, I live, and then do your address. The sign for Olathe is an O, Olathe, or 1208 East Pyatt Lane, Olathe, Kansas, whatever. You'd be finger spelling at that point, right? So now, where do you go to church? Where? Sorry, church go where? You could do that, or if you did, where do you go to church? You could do that, but church, where, or where? What church where? Okay, and typically when you're doing signs like Redeemer Lutheran Church, you would spell it for the first time. Redeemer. There's a sign for Lutheran Church or church, and then it's usually compressed to Redeemer Lutheran Church, because it's a lot easier when you're signing to do Redeemer Lutheran Church. But Redeemer Lutheran Church, you are saying Redeemer Lutheran Church as you're doing the RLLC. Okay. So you can say I go, and this is the sign for attend. Okay, I go to Redeemer Lutheran Church. I'm sorry, you would spell it first if the other person doesn't know the church or RLC. Okay, and then nice to meet you. Nice, right? The smoothing, nice to meet. Now here, your non-dominant hand is out there and you're going to meet them. If they are meeting you, You could say, I don't want to meet, you're going to have them meet you, but here we're going to meet.
So it's like, say I ran into, I said, I want you to come meet me at church.
Okay.
You do this at the church?
Yeah, meet. Yeah,
Because that'd be them coming to see me at the church.
yes. Right. Yeah, that makes sense. I like that. So there are actually a lot of fairly reasonable rules with the directionality of the signs, the type of facial expressions you make with the signs. And again, don't be afraid to be silly or be embarrassed. You're just trying to communicate. Okay. And if you're trying, they're going to love it. All right. All right. Any questions on this? So let's pair up. Should we have next to each other or break them up? How do you want to? Well, to start with, we'll just pair up. Okay. So 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. And Peggy, you want to work with?
Yeah.
Okay. So go ahead and, you can take a look here, pick out a question. And the one on the right can start, just go back and forth.